When you are seeing this video, I am currently completely stuck with my last exams for school, and yeah, somehow I can't really make videos at a time, but I thought, hey, maybe make some old shit because it doesn't take too much, work, and somehow I thought maybe Progressive House, because a lot of you probably don't know this, but there's a reason why the King Julian video is my most viewed video of all time. By the way, 69,000 views, pretty nice number. What I wanted to say is I pretty much used to being a house DJ, so yeah, dubstep is actually kind of a new thing, and I thought, maybe make progressive house, and somehow it turned, let's just get to the basics for now. Progressive house is a subgenre of house music. Fusion genre is progressive trance, so we have to go like a trance version. True progressive house is often found masquerading as techno, tech house, or deep house. Often feature a build-up section, which can last up to 4 minutes. Okay, elements from progressive rock genre. Okay, that's just not fucking important. So it has to be technically house, but with some trance elements, and it's very euphoric, I think. So yeah, now that we somehow know how it's made, let's do it! Now that we know a bit more about progressive house, we just need some inspiration. And what is better than some good old summer vibes out there? So if you need inspiration, just go into the sun and check it.
Well, this does not look like summer to me. Fucking inspiration. How does it work?
Yeah, whatever. Even though it's bad weather outside, we can still make some very nice and summer vibey like progressive house. So yeah, let's just jump right into the project. It has been a few days now, and I have created here just for this video a full progressive house track, and yeah, let's go into some detail. The main idea, this is the piano. I just made you some pretty simple triple chords with the 7 above it, and this is the whole thing. These 2 chords are pretty similar, just the second note is switched. And yeah, this is basically the whole chord structure. The melody creation is also very simple. You just do the typical trick that I've also showed you earlier before in some videos. Go 1, 2, 3, go about 3 to 5 up. And in this case I wanted to go 3 notes up, and then I had my note, which is also this note. And then I had my idea notes with F sharp, D sharp, F for some variation, and C sharp. The first theme is this. Then something to answer. Then the same thing like in the first bar, but this time in the third with a bit of variation. And then an end. Now let's continue with the lead sounds, which are pretty important. I used for that 4 layers. Let me just show you the first layer. It's all silent, by the way. Not the whole song is with silent ones, but the lead sound and the chords, and I think some parts of the bass is. If you don't have it, it's fine. Use Serum. And this is here the main preset, which is followed by this. Basically the same but higher with a bit more distortion and crunch. A very slidey lead with a bit of more attack, so it doesn't hit quite on the spot. It's a bit offbeat. Then we have this. Very plucky, more like a transient element, and this also complements the whole transient of the leads very well. And the big part here are the effects. Okay, without effects it sounds like this. Now with some EQing, the things get a bit more interesting. I cut it at about 267 Hz, and make sure to not kill the main frequency, which is like here. Then I used a disperser. Not very typical for house music to use a disperser, and there's a bit of more dubstep mixing that I did here, but it works. It works really well. So now we have some OTT on the highs, and also not a lot of mix on it. Then some saturation to make it louder and brighter, and again to clean it up and boost some of the highs. Now it gets crunchy. Then I used a reverb, which is being automated. and then another reverb, because leads in progressive house are very reverbers. They have a lot of space on it. And this reverb here isn't getting automated, it is just there, and this just fills up the gaps between the notes even better. And then we have a normal compressor, something to widen it a bit in this frequency spectrum, and a kickstart for some sidechaining. And important, I use the 1/4 note here, and all the way up is the mix. So yeah, these are all the effects, and now they sounds like this. And also a little side hack that I used here, I used some slide to layer this. I have here a chord preset that I used. You can make your chords huge or your leads huge, and I did kind of make my leads a bit bigger, and the chords are still big but not very enormous, so they are kind of complementing the leads and basically are just a rhythmic element that is also playing with the leads and supports the leads. I won't go too much into detail with mixing about this one. The bass, just 3 layers. And this makes a very weird sound, but I like it because the sub bass fixes everything that the bass can't catch. The sub bass is fat enough, and it also leaves some room for the drums and the kicks and shit. Put all our elements together. Now we have something like this. But also, you can also use on the chords some tape stop effects. This gives a nice little movement in the track and makes it way more interesting. So now we have this. And yeah, now let's continue with some variation in the next part of the drop. This is here. I made some other things, but this time these are not lead sounds. These are little plugs for support. Again, reverberous, sound really summer-like. Ooh, I love them. And this also is good for some more movement here in the drop. And let's just continue with the drop itself with some more transient element and drums. I use this 4 on the floor kick. I mean, obviously it's house. Then on top of that, later on, some drop claps. Then drop rides and regular claps on 2 and 4. For most movement, I have here this hi-hat loop, also with some shakies in it. And this is a very stereotypical progressive house drop, and especially how the drums are made. The effects I used here, and oh boy, these are more effects than I use in dubstep, which is probably the reason why my song sounds so thin. Whatever. I used here some impacts, downlifters, crowd effects too, actually. Okay, never noticed that. Yikes. And ambience, assist, and yeah, it sounds like this. Take a look at the intro and the breakdown. Okay, what I did here was just I grabbed these chords again and played them by themselves. Then I grabbed the pad that I made. This is actually a good preset that I made in Silent 1. I'm not that good with that synth, but I'm trying to learn it. This is a Rhodes piano, kind of like, and I wanted to make one because I don't like the Rhodes piano that FL Studio has. I hate it when it's playing with your ears and with the panning, and I really don't want that. Then to finish it off, Reese bass, and this is very thick, but it also gets the job done good. Then again, ambience and downlifters. Then I used a lot of guitars for the intro. For example, this I call this calm guitar, basically all the guitars are just some flex presets. It's very clearly is a calm guitar. It's like just strumming, very soft, all the strings. Yeah, I like that. Then I have another version of that guitar, but way more active. I call it a trash guitar because the guitar really sounds a bit trashy, but I still love it. And then we have again the trash guitar, but faster. Then I made some dead mouse plugs. Oops, they are automated. Wait, where are they? Here. And they open up after a while. Also typical. And then I made something that is not very common in progressive house, but I still love the energy. I used a very strong metal guitar. Yeah, whatever, this somehow kills my CPU. And then here's this all just building up for the build up. Swells in, here coming, the plugs are coming in with some kicks again, and then also these big room snares. Yeah, these are very common as a transition element in progressive house. Everyone has heard it before, but only if you really listen to it. Then build up. Oh yeah, we should focus on that too. Again, some organic elements from the intro and the breakdown. Then some more elements from the drop. Yeah, and this is kind of how the song works. I just basically copied everything over here. Just made some changes with the plugs here. They are coming in way earlier. And then the build-up is kind of the same, and drop here is also the same, but with some exceptions. For example, here in this section, I removed the main lead voice and just let it fade out a bit. And also made some variations with the leads, for example this fill here, and in the end of every section it goes up an octave. So yeah, this is kinda it. It's very easy to make it. Progressive house is really a beginner friendly genre, and yeah, I think that's it. We have learned now how to make progressive house. Let me just play it and run it back.